So I'll reread 6 and
Didn't you read
for
that?
a little. Yes, I'm going to reread 6 just for a little clarification. And Abram believed in the Lord, and God accounted it to Abram for righteousness. That way we get the he's in the right order here. Verse 7, then he said to him, I am the Lord who brought you out of Ur of the Chaldeans to give you this land to inherit it. And he said, Lord God, how shall I know that I will inherit it? So he said to him, bring me a 3-year-old heifer, a 3-year-old female goat, a 3-year-old ram, a turtle dove, and a young pigeon. Then he brought all these to him and cut them in two down the middle and placed each piece opposite of the other. But he did not cut the birds in two. And when the vultures came down on the carcasses, Abram drove them away. Now, I'm not a farmer, cattleman, whatever you want to call it. I do know that a heifer is a cow that has not had a calf. So I'm thinking there must be a significance to this. I'm guessing a 3-year-old female goat probably, and a ram don't have the ability to have other offspring. Almost like they are still pure.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course, I don't know about turtle doves and young pigeons. I'm assuming they're the same thing. What is the if you know what's the significance of him cutting them down the middle and placing the pieces opposite of each other? And I'm assuming he probably put the birds one, the turtle doves on one side and pigeons on the other, whatever.
Yeah, that's a good question, and I find it difficult to answer because all the commentaries that I've read are okay. Let's put it like this. So, for instance, this study Bible in the footnotes talks about the Hittite suzerainty treaties and how they were made, and the lesser person, the junior partner to the covenant, would cut these animals and then walk through them and would pretty much say, it's pretty much saying, if I don't uphold my portion of this covenant, do this to me, cut me down, cut me in half, and leave me out for the vultures to eat. The problem with that is that the Hittites were barely a tribal group at this time. They were not a unified kingdom. The Middle Eastern people would not be that familiar with them. And even if they were familiar, obviously they were trading and all that good stuff. I mean, Haran is not that far from the Hittite homeland in modern day Ankara, the capital of Turkey. Was also their capital later on when they did become an empire. But the Hittites would not have had any gravity to any authority to or power to influence the nations around them to adopt this. So it's not clear, other than the fact that maybe it was a more common tradition than we know at the time. Like, as far as we know, this is a Hittite thing, but perhaps it goes even further back to the time before they were even a tribe, maybe. And I almost want to say, why would God choose a Hittite procedure? But then again, God often, as we have already said, and we're going to see again, often uses what the people already know.
Mhm.
And I guess this is something that they already knew that we have forgotten for the most part. Basically, what we do know is that you could call this a blood covenant, a covenant made by blood. And it shows the seriousness of it.
Mhm.
You know, in Hebrews, if you look at it, it talks about how God. Okay, let me say it like this. Back in the day, people would swear by somebody else's name that is greater than their own. As today, people go, "As God is my witness."
Mhm.
It's the same thought, right? And because there's no one greater than God, when God made a covenant, He swore upon Himself, and it's God telling Abraham to make this preparation. So God's initiating this covenant. And we'll see later in a little bit how God comes in and fulfills or takes the oath on His part.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's just the way things were done is the best answer I can give.
This is, of course, I might be getting ahead of everything. But God is saying, may this be done to me if my covenant is not fulfilled to you, Abram. Is that correct? I mean, I know it can't happen to him, but
Yeah,
that
yeah, that is what's going. We're going to see that that's the case.
okay. So
But
I'm getting ahead of myself.
because normally the lesser is the
Mhm.
one that walks through and says,
Right, which would have been Abram, of course.
yeah. But
But
Abraham doesn't walk through it.
right. Okay, I gotcha. We're going to see that in just a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
remembered torch.
Yeah.
It was burning in my mind. No. Yes, pun intended.
Pun intended.
Okay,
I love it.
let's go on
All right.
then.